Hello, my name is Min Kim. Today I'm going to present how to apply TBLT for Environment Theme English class. So this presentation will be about 4.0 Industry Skills, 2015 Curriculum Competency, Task-Based Language Teaching, Textbook, Lesson Plan, and Conclusion. Let's think about what kind of skills we need for the fourth industrial revolution. Here's the top 10 list from World Economic Forum. These are important skills for the future jobs. The most important skill is complex problem solving. As you know, these days problems are too complicated to solve, right? So we have to think critically, creatively, and we cannot solve the problems alone. Therefore, we need skills to cooperate with others, such as people management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, and decision making, etc. In Korea, we adapted these skills to curriculum so that students can foster these competencies. They can work in groups, have emotional intelligence, communicate with others, have technology process skills, develop themselves, and have creativity. In order to develop those competencies, I would suggest task-based language teaching for English classes. I think teachers can provide students with opportunities to develop all skills they need for the 4.0 industry skills. Let me explain TBLT. It is an instruction that the use of task is the core unit. TBLT emphasizes process rather than product, meaning rather than form, communication, real-life task, and personal experience. These are very important characteristics for the fourth industrial revolution to solve complex problems. TBLT is originated from CLT. When CLT movement occurred in 1980s, the importance of communication in real context started to become focused. So meaningful tasks are used to facilitate learning, which are closely related to learners. Let's take a look at TBLT Framework, which is suggested by Jane Willis. There are three basic stages: pre-task, task cycle, and the language focus. In the pre-task stage, the teacher explores the topic with the class, helping students to understand the task instruction. During the task cycle stage, students do the task in groups while the teacher monitors. Then the students plan how they will tell the rest of the class what they did. And then they report on the task and compare results. In the language focus stage, students examine specific features of reading text and the teacher conducts some practice. This procedure is more meaning focused than form focused. Task types were classified by Pika and some others. In Jigsaw task, learners combine different pieces of information to form a whole. And information gap task, one student has one set of information and another student has a complementary set of information. So they must negotiate to complete an activity. In problem-solving task, Students solve a problem which generally has a single resolution. In decision-making task, students are given a problem and there are a number of possible outcomes. In opinion exchange task, students exchange their ideas and do not need to reach agreement. I'm going to use decision-making task, which involve one or two-way interactive relationship and a single open outcome. So let's think about what are learners and teachers' roles. Learners are group participants because many tasks will be done in pairs or small groups. Second, monitor. During the activity, learners need to attend not only to the message, but also to the form. Lastly, risk taker. This is because many tasks will require learners to create and interpret messages, and learners need to develop many skills such as restating, guessing, consulting, and so on. Here are roles for teachers in TBLT as well. First, selector of tasks. A teacher should select, adapt, and create the task themselves, and then form these into an instructional sequence. Second, it is important to prepare learners with pre-task preparation or cueing by helping students recall useful words and expressions to facilitate task accomplishment. Third, consciousness raising. A teacher should make learners to focus on form through participating activities. Last, monitor. A teacher should monitor students' performance and make decisions whether intervention is needed during a task. TBLT has a number of benefits. It can provide greater motivation, opportunity for repetition without boredom, greater curricular flexibility, promotion of learning, how to learn, an opportunity for natural error correction, promotion of risk-taking, higher proficiency results, increased student satisfaction, and better program evaluation results. Now let's take a look at the textbook I'm going to use. This is a textbook for second grade students in middle school. And this chapter is about environment. As you can see, there are study points at the left corner of the page. I was wondering why there is communication function about buying and selling products, which is nothing to do with environment thing. Even though I'm not going to deal with this part today, I'm not happy about the fact that it lacks of meaningful context, because this chapter introduced that it is about ideas for saving the earth, but it brings totally different situation which occurs at a marketplace. So I think this textbook needs reconstruction or reordering. Here are the parts of reading passages. The story is about upcycling, and students share their ideas about upcycling and events for the Environment Day. Here are some post-reading activities such as summary and writing, and grammar points which I'm going to use for the class. This is writing activity. I think this is little scaffolded for students. It might be okay for higher level students. I tried this activity when I taught students last year. It didn't work well because it was difficult for them. And there is a project on the right page, which is good for longer period projects or portfolios. I would like to suggest this whole lesson plan. I'd like to create real life situations, so I'm going to reconstruct textbook order. In order to keep the flow of relevance for the whole 3 periods, I will have students to read the text to get the gist globally for the first period, and then let them suggest the ideas for upcycling and environment day event for the second period. Finally, they will sell and buy the upcycling products they created with their ideas. Doing so, the teacher can provide students with real-life context. For the whole 3 periods, students are going to learn about Environment Day and prepare and perform the event. So this is the lesson plan I'm going to perform. The topic is Ideas for Saving the Earth. Target students are second graders of a middle school. It is second period out of 3. Through this lesson, students will be able to explain upcycling ideas after watching a video clip, which is to promote listening skill, and write suggestion about upcycling ideas, which is writing skill, present their group suggestion, which is speaking skill, and finally read the text and find the passive sentence. This is reading skill. We are going to follow the TBLT procedure framework, which is Pretask, Task Cycle, and Language Focus. The first stage is Pretask. I'm going to use a video clip introducing upcycling to activate student schema. And then I will ask some questions such as, does anyone know when the environment day is? And also I'll ask the question as in, did he make new lamps from old kettles? So that they can answer yes or no. By doing this pre-task, students can prepare the test cycle. We're not gonna watch this video now because of time limitation. This is task cycle. I will use decision-making task. In order to provide scaffolding, I will make this task with small steps. Students are going to do group work and suggest upcycling ideas. For the first step, I will give this table to help them brainstorm ideas. They will make groups of 4 members and they will talk about what they want to make from what kind of things and what events they want to hold. Second step is a survey. This is to help students make a decision among group members. By doing this survey, they can share their ideas and interact with group members. For example, they will ask and answer, which member's idea is your favorite? My favorite is Yeson's idea, making lamps from kettles and do a party look nice. They will vote and decide the group's suggestion in this step. After the task, students will do planning. In this step, students will prepare a presentation. So they write what they chose and rehearse their report. For example, they can write, my group will make lamps from kettles. This was made by Yeson. We are going to do a party. During presentation, the teacher should give them a purpose for listening. So I will give this table to students so that they can write down other groups' suggestions and evaluate their ideas. In TBLT, language focus is taught at the end of the class. Here, the grammar point is passive voice. During analysis, the teacher explains the target structure, and students read the text and circle the passive sentence. This enables students to notice the target structure, which was already repeated during the task cycle. So TBLT is to teach language forms implicitly and inductively. For practice, I'm going to use the textbook exercise. While students are completing the grammar exercise, the teacher circulates the class and corrects errors. For practice, teachers can use a memory game, sentence completion, choral repetition, and so on. In conclusion, I would recommend this lesson plan using TBLT. In June, there's the Environment Day, so it is right time to teach environment theme. And there must be something students can come up with the ideas for saving the earth. By solving the environment problems, students will be able to develop problem-solving skill, which is very important for the fourth industrial revolution. And I would suggest to do decision-making tests. It can integrate several language skills and give students opportunities to bring their own experience and use their own language. Using real-life tasks will motivate students and it will facilitate language acquisition in a meaningful way. If you want to find more information, you can check these lists. So that's about it. I hope this was helpful and thank you for listening.